Hey everyone, Coach Patrick here from Endurance Nation. Today's a little special edition. I haven't busted out this shirt in quite some time, got my hat, and of course, you're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing in front of an ice cream stand. But more on that in a minute. I want to talk to you today a little bit about Endurance Nation, our evolution, and how Endurance Nation is more relevant today than ever. Been coaching now since 2007, and it's a long time to be not only running a business, but also running it in a way where I'm constantly interacting with athletes, our customers, our members, and trying to understand more about what people want, seeing trends inside sports and trends outside of just the entire space of athletics. And a lot has become apparent to me over the course of the last 15 years. And it's really driven how Endurance Station has changed. That's why I'm here today. I want you to know that as an athlete, a lot of the challenges that you face aren't actually really specific to you. They're actually specific to our sport, to our choice of lifestyle. So when you get frustrated about work, or you get frustrated about lack of time, or you get frustrated about challenges that you're facing, whether it be supply chain logistics or just the events being canceled because of the pandemic, all of those are elements that are facets of the world in which we live in today. And while they may be disrupting your plan, your life, in reality, it's a reflection of how things have changed. And over the last 15 years, I can confidently say that the number one thing that has changed for athletes and for endurance athletes in particular is the fact that culturally, like the amount of time that we have available to train and race is diminishing rapidly, right? Every single email, Zoom meeting, Slack message that you get is taking away from your free time, not just free time from training in our lifestyle, but free time from all the things that you know and love to do. Time away from your family, time away from your hobbies, time away from just being outside, being a human being, right? And that's just the evolution of our society. It's a war, essentially, all out war between you and all the devices, all the notifications, everything that you see coming at you, just trying to carve out even a small amount of time, right? Time enough to sleep, time to eat at work, time to go to the doctor or other things you need to do. And as a result, when we think about the changes that are going on at a macro level, as endurance athletes, our ability to do our sport, to train, and to actually see improvement is practically impossible. We live in an ADHD powered world where we are incentivized by the smartest minds in our generation to spend time on devices, to spend time in front of screens, and to make sure that we're doing nothing else but spending our attention, whether it's for free or we're actually interested in buying something, and in effect, giving up our endurance freedom. And that's a really important thing for you to understand, because those constraints that you're facing, be it with your schedule or just be it physiologically and not having the time, yeah, things have changed. 15 years ago, the internet wasn't what it was today. It was hard to find people because the internet didn't work well. Now there's a million people. You can't turn on a social media app without seeing, things for dieting because you happen to pick up a certain product when you were shopping online or even shopping in a store. And the combination of all of that information means that your attention is just being effectively rerouted. And Endurance Nation is here to help you get back on track, right? So, what I want to talk about specifically is that the way endurance training has happened and continues to happen now is fundamentally broken, right? The world of training was designed to help single sport athletes work off of an annual training plan that presumed no disruptions and constant progress across the course of a 9, 10, or sometimes even 12-month season. What world is that? It's not the world that we live in right now, that's for sure, right? Nothing like that lives in our world right now. Nothing like that even possibly exists because we have so many disruptions. Races are canceled. Things happen to your life. Annual training plans. People are still being trained today as coaches, and coaches are still actively using these models to give recommendations and map out progress for athletes. But that's just not how we operate. Right? People have, challenges at work. Schedules are disrupted. The 7-day plan and the 9-month block that people are working with macro blocks going along, by the time you finish writing that, which takes like 2 weeks, and I should know because I was trained back in the day doing just that, and that's how I kicked off my coaching career, is gone in the span of a week when you get COVID, when you have a challenge at work, when there's a conference that you have to prepare for, and oh, guess what? Your company's downsized and you do all the things now instead of just what your normal job is, but you're paid the same. Hey, right? All of that means that your time is being taken away from you and that you can't use these traditional methodologies to learn to excel. So the enemy here inside Endurance Station, which is why I'm in front of this ice cream stand, is vanilla, right? It's just vanilla. I'm going to call it that's what it is. We are anti-vanilla inside Endurance Station. You can't have vanilla training plans anymore because you're not a vanilla athlete and you don't live in a vanilla world, right? You need training plans that are going to help you be successful, to handle the variety that you have across the course of your season, just given the life, work, and everything else that's happening in society today, right? You are a multi-sport athlete now. You don't just do one sport. Athletes today are triathletes in season, but ultra runners out of season. They're gravel cyclists in season, but they're adventure bikers out season, right? They're day hikers and adventurers now in season, tackling multi-day races, but out of season they ride cyclocross. They've got multiple resources and multiple races at their disposal. You can't simply follow a single plan with a 10-month level of trajectory. We just aren't built that way anymore. Well, some athletes are, but they're typically in the 55 to 60 plus age group, because that's the way things were. The way things are now, athletes don't have that attention span to dedicate 10 months to improving their catch on the swim so they can become better at being a better triathlete. We can still improve, but we can't do it following the same old methodology and understanding that those traditional block style, long-term approaches to personal improvement simply don't work in the world that we live in today, right? So remember, anti-vanilla. More on that later. I love all ice cream, but let's take advantage of the variety. There's lots of flavors here behind me and toppings. This guy's totally going to help you out. Looks maybe kind of sketchy with those sunglasses, but I bet he's a nice guy, can totally hook us up. And that's how we operate inside Endurance Station, because we imagine a world where your training isn't derailed because of something goes wrong. It's just rerouted. We just go left, right? Our training is modular and flexible, right? So we make sure that that 9-month plan that we set out for you, and on day 4 you sprain your ankle and everything is ruined. That's not how it works inside Endurance Station, because we work in a modular model. You put things at your fingertips, right? Variety in your training, it's not written out of your training plan. I'm not trying to convince you not to do your other sports because you really want to be good at cycling, or because I'm a cycling coach, or because I'm a running coach, or because I'm a swim coach, because our experts are all one-dimensional, right? No, variety inside Endurance Station is embraced. We love that about you. We want you to bring all of that. And we believe that that cross-functionality of training not only makes you a better overall athlete by adding different dimensions to who you are athletically, but it also makes you more likely to be successful, because you can't be derailed by boredom. You can't be stuck with a single type of issue, because you've got variety in your training, and you've got different social circles that you operate in. So you have multiple terms of support and options as well, depending on the weather, indoors, outdoors, different types of venues. That variety actually brings new excitement and injects that passion into your season and helps sustain your focus over the course of a year and even beyond, right? There's no more waiting for scheduled calls or delayed emails inside Endurance Station. You're in control. Everything's at your fingertips. You control your training plans. We give you 80 plus training plans. They're at your fingertips. We're here to help you with them, but you can load one up, take one down. You can personalize it according to your zones and say, hey, I want to be a level 2 intermediate or level 3 advanced cyclist, but maybe I'll be a level 1 runner. Can do it. Want to run with power? Okay. Pace? Sure. Heart rate? Let's do it. RPE? Totally fine. All of that lives inside here as well. We're experts in all of those different facets, and whatever your flavor may be, whether it's improvement or the type of athlete you are, we have training plans that fit those modes as well, right? Inside Endurance Station, we're always on. Our community is here. We've got over 500 athletes in a dedicated chat application. You have questions, pick it up the phone, ask it, get an answer right away. And not just an answer from an expert, but get an answer from someone who understands that expert information, but also how to integrate it into your life. It's great to know that we need a certain ratio of carbs and protein to be successful as we seek out the optimal lean body mass. But what does that mean when you hit a supermarket? All that expert advice goes out the window from the 800-page book that you read, because now you're in a supermarket, you've got to make choices. What do? Talk to your teammates in Italian Dinner Station, because they've all done it before and they can help you walk that same path. In fact, some of them may be walking that same path or choosing that same path with you right now. And at the end of the day, we've decided that how you do things, right, is far more important than what you're doing. And this gets back to that experts piece, right? Which is, you may know that like this is the optimal way to swim or optimal type of bike. But if your budget doesn't let you buy the bike, or if your body doesn't let you put your elbow in that position for your swim stroke, what do? You talk to athletes who've solved that problem already before. You bring your own solutions to the table as well. The combination of all that information is what lets Endurance Nation athletes accelerate progressively despite the bumps in the road, despite limitations or challenges that they may have financially or physiologically or socially, whatever those elements may be. You can still find progress because the team here has walked all of those paths before and is designed to help you do the same. Carve your own path, but do it in a way that's faster and better than you would have on your own. Okay. So how do we do this? There's 3 specific ways that we solve this problem of time being stolen from you in these old school vanilla training plans that assume you're a single sport athlete. We do it in 3 ways. Number 1, connection. That always on community of athletes, not joking. Whether people are racing or training, we have different channels for based on different types of sports, and then also just general channels as well for people to stay connected on different focused areas, be it total wellness or nutrition. We even have a locker room just for specific groups of people if that's where they want to be to gather. We have places for people who share interests to connect with one another, to learn, to celebrate, and to train together and share that advice to become better athletes. Number 2, our tools. We have online tools. We spent 15 years building a repository of 80 plus training plans that are refined almost every season. There's a lot now, so I can't do all of them every season, but I do most of them. And then all the associated learning resources, be they articles, podcasts, interviews, webinars, or our weekly office hours online, which have been compiled and are accessible and searchable by you to make sure that you're getting the best possible information, learning why we swim a certain way, why we bike a certain way, why we train a certain way. All of that's available to you. When you're ready to do a deep dive on a topic, we've got that channel, and you can go as deep as you want inside Endurance Nation to understand everything you need to know about that specific topic, right? And then the third part, which is really important, is direction. So inside Endurance Nation, we coach you, but we're not the coaching like the evil coach. We're coaching when you need coaching, not coaching when you don't want it. If you miss a swim workout, who wants a coach coming up and saying, why'd you miss that swim workout? You don't need that. You don't need a chaperone. Coaches are here to give you advice and support you when you need to make important decisions at key inflection points in your season. So we get you started with our roadmap, which is a modular approach where we piece together our training plans designed to fit your life and your schedule to help you be successful. As things change across the year, you can pull pieces out and put new pieces in, just like you're swapping out Legos and solving a puzzle or building a unique structure. All of that's possible inside Endurance Nation. And coaching is here, as well as your expert teammates as well, to help you navigate those spaces and do really well. And that direction is meant to help you, the self-coached athlete, guide your way. If you're a first timer, if you've never done an endurance sport before, if you just do one sport and that's your jam, I don't think Endurance Nation is going to be the right place for you. We're looking for people who are dynamic, who are independent, who like adventure, who seek it out and understand that sometimes when you go off that jump, you kind of land funny. You need to take a couple of weeks off, but you'll be back. You'll be stronger. You'll be smarter. And we're going to do it all over again. And this time we're going to stick that landing. You know what I'm talking about? You're the type of person we want inside Endurance Nation. Now, along the way, we've got 15 years worth of testimonials and information, but don't just take our athletes' words for it. Come check out Endurance Nation. At the end of October, we start the out season. It'll be our 17th, I think, out season program where we help people across the winter become better endurance athletes. It's sport agnostic. We have versions for cyclists, we have versions for runners, we have version for ultra runners. All of that's possible inside Endurance Nation, and we'll have it available for you. So if you want to learn more, go to endurancenation.us/waitlist. You can enter your email and we'll reach out to you when the time is right to give you inside access to the first couple of weeks of your Endurance Nation experience to make sure you're on track, that we're a good fit, and we can start this journey together. Now, we all like ice cream, and I don't mind things, myself a little sweet, but I'm ready to kick ice cream and I'm ready to kick vanilla if you are too. No more boring training plans, no more old school approaches to who we are today as dynamic, exciting, diverse athletes with just as diverse sport choices as well. Look forward to crushing 2023 season with you. Let's go.